Oh, yeah, dude, Fang swag. Let's move on
Yes,
quickly.
yeah.
I mean, I am wearing the checkboard slip-ons right now. Just full disclosure. Yeah, here you go, dude. Look at what he's wearing in this. It's like full like Zara 2008 fit.
Wow.
It's like he's like styled as like in betweeners core.
I've actually been thinking about this, and you know how his feed, his Instagram feed has the kind of like white bars when people would want to post non-square pictures, but keep the kind of like Instagram
Yeah.
UI clean.
Yeah.
I think I've it took me a while to sort of because I think like Base Victim and a lot of those people that kind of adjacent universe did this sort of post-ironic thing where they would use those like just girly things, sort of like template meme image styles or whatever to like cultivate their look. But I think with Thing it kind of like it feels a bit more like punk to me because it's like how can you be nostalgic for something that's like inherently timeless, you know what I mean? Like something that was designed to like not feel contemporary at all, you know. And I think this why it doesn't feel like this kind of retrograde project to me, and like why he can be on these 2010 style beats
Yeah.
and like and not feel, I don't know, washed or whatever.
But he's also like among the first generation of artists who can like make that kind of music without necessarily having like come from that time.
Yeah.
Which
But that's like,
It's not a borrowed nostalgia.
but it's like but you know, it's like with the Mark Fisher thing of like people they get the kind of like recent nostalgia being like a plight against people coming up with new music. It's like this is different. This is like so in intentional and like pointed, and like you said, he's like forcing, like with the Live Strong merch and stuff, he's like forcing things that aren't like quite they haven't run their 20-year cycle, you know what I mean? Where it's like the indie sleeve shit, it's like obviously trying to look like Julian Casablancas is gonna
But this is the thing, is actually I think the fits he's getting off like kind of like slip on Vans, skinnies, and like a t-shirt. That's essentially like a Blood Brothers Test Icicles fit.
yeah
It is on its 20-year cycle.
but Blood Brothers were never like known for their drip, you know what I mean?
But that kind of doesn't matter.
I kind of think it does because it's like there's like a lure of the ordinary or something in the way that he's doing it that is kind of much more, I think, aware of the condition than something like the Arctic Monkeys dressing up like teddy boys, you know what I mean?
Right.
I
But
think
then
it's also like I think it's also like an awareness of the like nostalgia cycle in and of itself.
Yeah.
Which is like I just think like it's that whole thing just like accelerates kind of exponentially.
Well, it's okay.
I think to suggest that these things even go in cycles anymore is maybe to miss the point.
Yeah,
It's kind of everything's happening all at once.
Exactly.
All the time. Yeah, because it's kind of like, you know how you were talking about how like we talked about Methadone earlier.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wait, no, hang on. People were doing that 10 years ago as like a nostalgia drug.
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of what I mean. I feel like there will always be discernible trends and cycles. There kind of have to be. That is like the logic and industry of fashion. But actually, I think that doesn't really work anymore as a way of like trying to ascertain what's actually going on.
Yeah, but I think as well, there's a big difference between doing that in the sort of like Obama Hope era, where everyone like really was in that sort of like Fukuyama history's over wave, and now it's like, you know, like everyone thinks fucking World War III is happening. Everyone thinks like creative direction. Well, it's like the top comment on the Kids in the West video on Feng's Instagram is like, the creative direction is so good. It's
Dude,
like what is that? What does that even mean?
But also like that in of itself like deserves like that. It's insane to me that you get just like random like comment punters. Who like will talk about like rollouts. Or whatever. Or like cinematography.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like that like trickling down to the common like YouTube commenter is nuts to me.
But this is probably like a 15-year-old saying this. You know, it's like a 15-year-old shouldn't know what creative direction is. You know what I mean?
That just being like integrated into like conversational vernacular is like an insane development to me.
Yeah, well, it's like at my old job when I used to work with that influencer. He's like he'd talk about everyone as created. Like he like literally the word like artist is just like completely redundant to him. You know what I mean? Not in like a sort of cynical way. He just like didn't think it existed. You know?
I don't really like know where that leaves us. I really don't know where that leaves us.